inside.
When I touch you inside, I feel happy.
I get that feeling. I get high. Oh yeah, I say that something.
Say that something?
I hope you understand.
Kids won't remember
No,
that.
no, no.
I don't remember it. I'm actually, there's not many songs now that I could say I'm too young to remember this. Not many, like even before the gramophone.
Even before the gramophone.
Yeah.
You know what? I was having breakfast with my dad in Camaret, and
Was it your birthday?
No.
Oh. Okay.
And it was Imagine was playing.
Yes.
And the waitress came over, and
She didn't know it.
no, she said, "I love this song." And my dad said, "Well, you know, John Lennon was one of the greats." And he goes, "Did John Lennon write this?" And my dad said, "Yeah, you know, John Lennon from the Beatles."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Was he in the Beatles?"
Oh, you know.
So that's the world we live in now.
Stupid kids. Yeah. Idiots.
Yeah.
What do they know?
Google's just there. You can just Google it.
Yeah, but maybe some people are not interested.
Yeah.
They don't care. I don't care who wrote Imagine.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of, I said, look, I've been spending a lot of time on my own lately, and it's not healthy.
No.
You know, because I don't know if you know this about me, but I talk to myself.
Yes, I hear you talk to yourself.
You do?
Well, we once shared an apartment in Melbourne during the Melbourne Comedy Festival many years ago, and I would hear you talking to yourself.
Yeah. Because saying things like, "Fuck, what's this guy doing here? who is this guy with a full head of hair? What does he think he is?" Was it
unbelievable?
Something like that.
I thought you were talking about someone else, but now I know.
Yeah, now you know. Yeah. No, look, it's a thing that I've always done ever since I was in even primary school.
Yeah.
You know, teachers would go, "Who are you talking to?" It's just something I do. I don't think it harms anybody. But you know, when we lived up near Byron, we were quite secluded. We had no neighbours.
Yep.
Right. With this, where I live now, in my father-in-law's house, there's neighbours they might as well be living with us.
Yeah.
They can actually see right in. Like if my neighbour Ray stands on the balcony, he can look in and see our lounge room, right?
Fantastic.
And I forget that on both sides. And I'm talking to myself, and he's a really straight guy, really nice bloke, you know, Aussie bloke. Have a beer while you're here. Don't fuck around. That kind of guy. He's a carpet layer. He's been a carpet layer his whole life.
Yeah.
Now he's retired, and because he's retired, he's always there.
Yeah. Watching.
Well, you forget. You know. So I wake up late. You know, I wake up like at midday, and I'm in my underwear, and I'm walking in the lounge room, and for some reason I just decided to do an Aboriginal dance. Not racist, just imitating. Yeah. It's just something I do when I'm on my own and no one's watching.
Yeah, sure.
I'm in my underwear, I've just woke up and I'm going, Jabana, with a nani, Jabana, woo!
Yeah.
And I'm doing it, and as I go, woo, and turn around, there's Ray sitting in the balcony drinking his coffee. Go, "G'day, Akmal." I didn't even say g'day back, I just ran out of the way like a coward. And then I swear to God, this is the absolute truth. You know when things happen in
threes,
sequence,
usually,
in threes, but luckily for me it was just the two. That same afternoon, you know, he's a bit worried now. I forget that he's there again.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't been there all day since then. Probably scared.
Yeah.
And I go to the shed downstairs, and I come out with a whippersnapper.
Right.
And for some reason, I pretended that it's my cock. Right? And I'm going, and I said, I'm holding the whippersnapper like it's my cock, and going, at the top of my voice, I'm going, "Beg your fucking pardon." And I look up.
In the backyard. Yeah. There's Ray again having his afternoon tea.
But the second time in one day, he goes, "G'day, mate. Who are you talking to?" I said, I just remembered something. Yes, just go. I was going to do the gardening. I got embarrassed.
Just drop it, run.
Just drop it and run. Yeah, drop it and run because I don't know what to say.
That's great. Have you had long conversations with Ray?
Before that, but not since.
Not since, no.
No, not since. He doesn't talk to me as often after that incident. 2 incidences. And so you got to be careful when you talk to yourself.
But when you think you're by yourself, that's when you do weird stuff, like you do a little dance, or you do it. You know, you recite something from a film or a monologue, or
you set your bed on fire. No one's watching. No, I've never done that. But yes, you're right. Because I'm used to seclusion, and I'm not used to having neighbours so close.
Yeah, living over you.
Got to be careful now. You got to be careful what you say, what you do. Got to put put pants on.
Yeah, especially with the good thing he's not like one of these people that like to video. You know how people like videotape and then you put that up online, put it on TikTok, you get or whatever they do on TikTok. You know.
Yeah. Well, they do stuff like that on TikTok.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That would have been perfect.
Usually, like 20-year-old girls going, "I'm so hot."
Yeah, right.
All right, man, it's the weirdest thing. That's what it is.
Have you done that TikTok thing? Have you put any stuff up on there?
No, I haven't put stuff up, but occasionally I get like an alert. Oh, someone's doing something interesting.
Yeah.
And then you click and it's.
Yeah, right. Because when we were down in Adelaide, there was that comedian. Gabriel Rossi came up and goes, "Look, I just got 20,000 views of the thing," and he's showing us like how all the views. And I said, "So does that result in ticket sales? Like, are people coming to the show?" He goes, "No."
No. It's actually people cancel their tickets. Fuck that guy. We're seeing him. Is it too late to cancel?
I've already seen 20 seconds.
Yeah. That's enough. That's more than enough.
But I don't. I don't know. I have an aversion to a lot of social media, stuff. Like,
yes.
I've
noticed.
You know how they have like social distancing. I'm now going to imply social media distancing.
Nice. Yes.
Anyone that wants to share their. I keep my distance from anyone.
Imagine if you did and you still got a computer virus. What do I? That'd be terrible. Huh? It's spreading fast.
It's interesting how people will, I always find, willingly just give away everything about themselves on social media, like, And
then they go, "Oh, I really care about my privacy." How did they find out?
Yeah,
How did they find? The thing is, and you have to realize this, and my friend, I was telling you about my friend who's a computer nerd who knows how to get more hits for your websites or whatever. And she said that if you think that just by deleting something it's gone, you're an idiot.
It's always recorded.
It's always every text, every purchase, every email, every time you went somewhere and came back, they can trace you. It's really amazing. People don't realize that.
Edward Snowden backs that up. With all of his research, he says anything you've ever done online, anything you've searched, anything you've typed in, anything you've liked, whatever.
What, Edward Snowden's me? He's watching me?
Yeah.
Wow, I've been to the Queen Bee pub. I know he has.
Yeah, he's been everywhere.
But that's the thing, you got to give into it.
Yeah, I figure how else. I used to be when I would travel. Just when you had your normal mobile phones.
Yeah.
Like I would go when we would ever play in a club, and if you sign in at the club, I'd always put like a different name.
Yes.
Of different people.
Yeah.
I would always pay in cash, so I wouldn't be traced. Because I always thought I always have these kind of wild ideas in my mind. If I was in some thriller and say the FBI were after me and I'm trying to get away, and how they can easily trace you.
Well, they've seen your act.
Yeah.
we have to get rid of this menace.
This guy is a security risk. So I used to think, but then I thought, fuck, no one's searching for me. There's no one it's so stupid that I would even think that
Well, in where I used to live, you have these hippies who are kind of semi-retired. Some of them have been retired from day one. They have nothing to retire from. They're retiring from retiring, and they're always paranoid about. I think maybe the government's listening in on me. What the fuck, man? You haven't worked since 1976. you sleep most of the day. Why do you think the government are interested in you?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, just think of it.
And what was their response?
They know. I gotta go now. Whoops!
But it is interesting how people will so willingly giving away their information. It's like when you think of like the Orwellian world to come.
What do you mean to come?
We're already there.
We're already there.
But you would think people were so protective of their privacy. And the government and the powers that be would spend a lot of time to extract that information about people.
Yeah.
You don't need to do market research anymore. You don't need to do nothing. You just look at their behaviors on what they're into on Facebook or Instagram or any of the social media outlets.
Everything.
It's all there for you.
I mean, look how they can trace a tweet from 2007. Did you tweet this? Well, that's the end of your career.
Yeah. It's over now, cancelled.
Yeah, but I was drunk. It doesn't matter.
But when people get online and they just spew their religious and political beliefs so much too, it's like, to what end? What do you like? What's that doing for you, really? Except just being an outlet to voice your
opinion.
Yeah.
Everyone has an opinion.
Yeah.
Everyone is a journalist. Everyone's an expert. And the experts don't matter anymore because
No.
everyone is a reviewer.
Yeah, yeah,
When you
yeah,
you do
yeah.
a show, some snotty little 15-year-old going, I didn't like the show.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, fuck, you didn't like the show?
Yeah, I better not go.
Better not go to that
Yeah.
show.
Yeah,
Because, Jono
But
didn't like it.
I would hope that people would be discerning enough to go, I want to see it for myself to make up my decision. Unless it's unanimous, bloody, just...
It's everyone's. If everyone says it, maybe it's just Jono with different names.
Yeah, yeah.
Different websites.
Jono's-
He's trying to get me. That guy's hated me from day one. But yeah, look, the solution. There are two solutions.
Okay.
You give into it
Mm-hmm.
and don't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Don't visit brothels.
Yeah.
Don't don't. If you're going to buy drugs, don't use your FPOS card.
Yeah.
Pay cash.
Yeah.
Or
Use the dark web.
well, the dark web. I reckon that's bullshit. I
Is
reckon.
it?
Yeah, I reckon they can still trace you.
Oh,
There's gotta be.
but you think there is a dark web, though?
Yeah, there is
Oh,
a dark
yeah,
web.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a dark web and a light web.
Yeah,
light
yeah,
web
light
is
web.
is when you get like
I like where you're going with this.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. That's the problem. No. So you can either give into it and just relax.
Yep.
And say, okay, I'm in your hands. You know everything about me. I don't care. Or you can turn off your mobile phone
Yeah.
and never use it. Throw it away.
Yeah.
Sell it to cash converters for $5.
Yeah.
And but
Well,
that's not going to happen.
But I think the first, I just sort of gave up and go, well, yeah, whatever. They can find out whatever, but there's not much of interest on there. What did you Google today? Oh, Bob Dylan. Big deal. Yeah.
But that's code for.
Yeah.
I need to. Organize an uprising
Yeah.
against the government. That's
That
that's
is
the
it.
militia. Say, okay,
the
so
BD.
are we Bob Dylaning?
Yeah.
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylaning.
Are you? Yes.
I reckon though there's so much white noise out there that it's just people looking at stuff. Like you think, how are they sifting through this? So
White noise matters.
Yes.
No, sorry.
White noise is not matter.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
matter.
yeah.
Nice.
So
It's getting a bit weird now.
So any buzzwords that come through, bam, that's what they attach to.
yeah.
So
And it's-
anyone who's trying to do anything, you think they would talk, like people used to talk in the prison, like in Pig Latin. I'm sure that they do that. They talk in algorithms online. I would imagine, right?
Yeah. Pig Latin, is that like?
It's where you take like the first letter and
yeah.
put it to the end, and then you add something. Yeah. Ixnay.
Well, apparently, butchers can talk backwards. Apparently, did you know that?
No.
Butchers have got their own secret language.
Really?
Why?
Why? Yeah.
I don't know.
So the animals don't hear?
No. The animals that say like, which part of the cow is the best? Well, we're going to keep this a secret. People might get onto it. We have to talk in
What
code.
are they, like Masonic or something? They got
Yeah.
They're like, why? Well,
The butchers.
What's the?
Because their lives are boring and pointless.
They're just cutting.
Why would the fuck would you want to be a butcher?
Yeah, I know, but you're slaughtering animals.
You're
and cutting-
slaughtering-
but butchers are usually like they're in a good mood. Have you noticed that? I remember when I was. Not that I really go to the butcher anymore, but when I was a kid, they would always be, "How you going there? How much would you like?
Well,
How many pounds?"
The smell of blood always gets me going.
Yeah. In the morning.
It's a terrible thing to say. No, I don't eat meat, as you know.
No.
But if you had to choose, who thinks like I'm at school, my dream is to cut up meat and
cut up
bones
pigs and cows
and be smelling of blood
all
day.
One of those big aprons.
Yeah, that's the life for me.
Yeah.
Put on an apron just covered in blood and go, this feels right.
Yeah.
This is the future I want for me. And some people. There's a guy in the Central Coast called Singo. 50 pieces for $50. He used to sell.
50 pieces of what?
That's the problem. He doesn't specify.
What is it, like a lucky dip?
Well, he was a butcher shop, but he used to advertise on the radio station that I worked at. 50 pieces for $50. You can ring him up, Singo. 50 pieces of what exactly? Doot, doot. Hello. He didn't say, but that's the thing. It's a strange. You wonder why would someone do that? Why would someone devote their lives to imprisoning themselves in such a
Yeah.
Surely there are other options, especially if there are options.
You could work in an abattoir.
Oh yeah,
It could be the next step up. That's mass,
Yeah, because the animals come dead already.
Yeah.
Where's the fun in that?
Yeah.
You got to see the that look in their eyes just before.
Yeah.
No, it's really weird, but I think we're lucky that we chose a profession that that affords us a lot of free time to do this shit.
Yeah, to talk
nonsense.
about careers that we have nothing to do with.
Yeah.
And comment on it.
Yeah.
And cast our judgment on.
That's right. We lead a charmed life, and then we make money from actually talking about people who we perceive as less than us.
Yes.
You know, I mean, the only time I've had blood on my shirt was when I did the Blacktown Workers Club.
Yes.
That was it.
Yeah, well, you killed.
Yeah, I killed. Yeah. It was Rockhampton. I got punched.
That's where you got
There was
punched.
blood there. So people who think, well, if there's a butcher out there listening to this podcast saying, "What do you know, mate? What would you know?" Well,
you've been in the trenches.
I've bled.
Yes, you've bled for comedy.
Yes.
Yeah, that was and for anyone listening. If you, it's on one of the earlier podcasts, the Rockhampton Chronicles, of where Akmal was punched in the head.
I was by a woman, but let's not mention the fact that it was a woman.
No.
It was a cool story up until that point.
Yeah.
Skinny woman too, man. She punched hard.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's like the Rockhampton Tyson.
Yeah.
What are you fucking looking at, cunt?
Yeah.
You want a kick in the teeth?
Done for.
Do you want a kick in the teeth,
If
cunt?
that wasn't a warning right there, like let's back away.
But I thought she was, it was the agricultural show,
Yes.
and I thought maybe it was like one of those featured things, like shoot the barrel, or
It was like an interactive game.
Yeah, who wants a kick in the teeth?
Where the bogan just comes up and
Kicks you in the
teeth.
Yeah. $5.
Yeah.
Kicks you in the teeth.
Like
$5.
the clown.
Yeah. Step right up. Get kicked in the teeth by this chick. Oh, thank you. $5.
But speaking of gigs, we had a gig last night.
Yes, a rare gig.
North Sydney Leagues Club sold out.
Sold out.
And it was lovely.
What, 4 people?
Yep.
Sold out 4 shares. No, that was the one.
No, it's good. It's about 170, I think.
170 is not
Which was
bad.
the max because of the COVID rules.
And what's with that, by the way? Sorry to take us on a different track.
Yeah.
But, the limit's 170 in this room. What is COVID going to walk in and go, no, there's not enough for me.
It's not worthwhile.
I need a full house.
Yeah.
It's just not worth the effort.
Yeah. If I can,
170.
I'll go find a bus.
I'll go find someone, or a
Close quarters.
Trump rally.
Trump rally.
That's where. Oh man.
Yeah, but that was
nice
good.
gig,
It was great, and it was good to. It was actually I really enjoyed watching you work last night, because the one thing I noticed last night that really stood out was you have a confidence to you.
Yes.
Because you've been doing this long enough. You got what it takes.
It's like the bullshit police. We false confidence. Yeah.
But you also have a vulnerability to you.
Yes.
And I love it how your inner monologue, that you're confident enough to let your vulnerability come forward.
Wow, it's quite complex.
And last night you had a bit that you were leading up to, and I know the bit, and you fucked it up.
Yes.
And then you did it, and it didn't get the reaction, and then your inner monologue just started spewing out about how you haven't performed in a long time. It's been a long time since you've done that bit, and how that bit you totally screwed
and
up.
the audience are thinking, we don't give a fuck. We paid good money.
I'm loving watching you spew your inner monologue, and it was your closer too. That's what the big thing was. And then I thought, all right, what's Saleh gonna do here? He's gonna have to come up with something to close this show up with.
It's like I in my head I'm going to finish big. This is a big laugh. It's a big laugh. I'll finish. Good night. Thank you. I'll be a big hero. And then I stumble and fucked it up.
Yeah.
Where do you go from there?
Yeah.
That's it. That was my.
But for me, knowing that's great watching you.
As long as you had a good night. That's the man. As long as
how Saleh handles this.
As long as you're entertained.
Yeah.
But that's the thing with comedians. If there's another comedian in the room and you're on stage, and if you see that comedian laughing, you're fucking up big time.
Yeah.
It just, there's no, because comedians don't laugh when everyone else is
Or if it's a
laughing.
really good improv. You had some good improv last night.
Sometimes. But nothing funnier than watching an established comedian just take it, as we say, in the ass.
Yes.
What a beautiful, poetic...
Taking it in the ass.
How'd you go tonight? Took it in the ass. Did
Yeah.
you? Oh.
How'd you do? I killed. Okay.
I killed.
Good.
Yeah,
Yep.
I gave it to you in the ass.
Yeah.
You had to follow me. It's a brutal business.
Yeah, I took it in the ass having to follow him.
Yes. No,
But there was a lady there that was at a table, because I went out into the audience and sat down and watched. And then there was one point where you couldn't see the crowd, so you asked for the lights to come up a bit. And I was in a dark corner. And then when the lights came up a bit, there was one light above me. And I was like,
like Jesus.
Yeah. And then and this lady would laugh. She'd go, and then turn and look at me like. I'm like,
That's weird, isn't it? Did you go home with her?
no.
Oh, good. Because you're married.
No. Yes, I am married.
You're still married?
Yes.
Well, that's good to
happily
hear.
married, yes.
It's lasted longer than people thought. When did you get married?
What people?
Yeah, the people.
Oh, the people.
The people.
It's like those magazines that says an anonymous source.
An anonymous source.
Yes, those people.
An undisclosed identity said.
So many sources. It's so ridiculous. For any bogus story, you can just go, an anonymous source says, and then let the bullshit begin.
Yeah, you know, the other thing is allegedly. That's all you have to say. You can make up any bullshit about anybody.
Yeah, allegedly.
You know, allegedly, Akmal Saleh is an alien.
Yes, allegedly.
But that's actually...
Yeah, but that's not far from that.
That was that's a bad example there. Allegedly, what's the other one? There's a few of those.
You notice it in interviews. Look, some people would say that that's always a good lead in.
What do you say
What people would say? You would say that. Just say it. You're interviewing me. Say it. Yeah.
So, what's your answer to people who think you're a fuckwit? Which people?
Which people? Well, people would say that you're, predisposed to...
For the older people who remember this, is a great interview with Margaret Thatcher and a guy from 60 Minutes, George Negus.
Oh, George Negus, yeah.
Yeah, and he did that thing, and he was fucking... Oh, man, it was the most gripping, because she's a very intimidating, if you remember.
She was,
scary woman. Yeah. And he goes, people say that you are whatever, and she goes, which people? Well, the public. He goes, well, name one. Give me a name.
Bob.
What are their names and addresses? Because, but is that relevant? Well, of course it's relevant. If you're saying people are saying it, you're going to tell me which people are saying it, because I don't think they're saying it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for coming.
And next week on 60 Minutes.
She fucked him up. Yeah. That's good when you call out people, but it's a strange world.
It is. And, but it was good to get back on stage and
great fun.
Do that last night.
It was good. It was like this is why I'm alive. Of course. Otherwise. What's the
what's the point?
You can get very down on yourself. And I'll tell you something, one good thing about coronavirus lockdown is, apart from exposing yourself to the neighbors, there's the positive that's come out is you get a lot of time to reflect. We were talking about this, how for the last 20 years we've just been on the road non-stop.
Go.
Just go, and you have a break, and then you're back into it again, and you don't get perspective. So for the last few months now, you kind of reflect and you philosophize and you theorize about what the meaning of it all is.
Sure.
And I've come to a conclusion, and I'm right. I'm pretty sure I'm right. And if you disagree, then
I'm wrong.
Obviously.
Yeah. If you're right. You can see how I'm already conceding defeat.
I can see how. Yeah, you've got a grip on how this works. Yeah. And so I've convinced now, 100%, not 99%, that nobody has any choice in anything they do, and anything that happens was always going to happen. Predestined.
So no free will.
No free will, and this whole thing is already been set in motion, and the future's already happened. It's just you can't see it. You know what it's like? I'll give you an example. It's like you're sitting in a traffic jam, a really long traffic jam, and something big has happened ahead, but you can't see it.
Right. So you don't know if it's an accident, if it's roadworks.
You don't know. As far as you know, but it's already happened, you see?
Yeah.
You won't acknowledge it, or you won't, not acknowledge it, but, you won't see it until the traffic starts to move, but it's already happened. So that's, I think, once you actually start to believe that, and I do, you can't blame anyone for anything. You can't blame, if someone kills and he is clearly a psychopath, what's the point of punishing them? You should just fix their brain, or,
Well, he might do it again. Usually people, if you're a murderer,
yes,
a
it's
serial
what you do.
killer.
But that's your profession.
But you're saying, why do anything? You got to do something, or he's going to keep on doing it, right?
Oh, yeah. And a good point. You make a good point. You're against the whole murdering thing?
Well, I don't warm to it.
It's antisocial.
Yeah.
It's antisocial.
It's rude, is what it is.
It's disrespectful to others,
Yes.
But look, if someone is destined to be that way, there's nothing you can do.
So no one has control to improve themselves?
Yes.
Or to...
No, you can.
Oh, they can? But is that predestined?
That's predestined. If people change overnight, like someone be really fat and suddenly they'll get into fitness and become super fit, and you go, look.
Who wrote this then?
Who wrote what?
This is a pre-written book.
Yeah.
Who wrote
Pre-written.
Who wrote it?
Now, this is where my argument falls to the ground. I have no way of answering that.
So are you saying that a higher power perhaps came up with this, preordained this whole?
No. I think, look.
Or are we like in a matrix where this, or in some kind of, narrative that's already been pre-written, or?
Oh, man, I didn't think you were going to question me. I thought we were just going to mention it and move on. Wow, I can see that you're more than a match for me. But look, I don't know. I don't know how this, but, we know that life evolved, humans have only been on Earth for what, 250,000 years. But
longer than
250,000 at the most.
No, it's longer than that.
Humans.
Millions.
No, Homo sapiens, I mean.
Is it? No, it's more than 250.
How much? $100.
I don't bet.
$100.
I don't bet.
You're scared. That's what you are.
But I'm sure that we have evolved into...
Yeah, we evolved.
We evolved into this more than 250,000 years ago, didn't we?
Less.
Is it?
Less.
Is
it's
it
actually
really?
less. It's about, it's 200 to 250 at the most.
Huh.
Right?
Okay.
See?
I thought it was
this
a bit long.
podcast's good. You
Well,
get
a
a bit of a laugh, but also learn shit.
Yeah.
Now, so, but as the scientists tell us, but, I don't, I mean, if Donald Trump says, scientists are idiots, maybe they are. But they all agree that the universe is 13 billion years.
Right.
So our existence is insignificant, to think that, so I think we think we're more important than we are.
Yeah.
And nobody...
Well, yeah, we are just a blip, but...
We're a blip.
Yeah.
I'm a bigger blip.
But still, I think what each individual person does is important. As a collective.
Yes, maybe.
Sure, I'm a blip, you're a blip, we're all blips.
Yes, we're blips.
But of all the blips...
The blips, welcome to the blips. Hey, Mr. Blip.
Hey, Mr. Blip, how are you?
Yes, meet Junior. Blimp Junior.
Here's my wife, Mrs. Blip.
The blips.
So, what each person does, I think, affects the collective, right?
Maybe. We are connected in some way.
So
like you walk into a room, like at stand-ups.
Yeah.
Sometimes you walk into a packed room and you immediately get a feeling, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's neurotransmitters.
Sure.
We're picking up on the vibe. Sometimes it's a terrible vibe.
And sometimes you can have a great crowd, but there can be one person just watching.
One
like that,
fucking idiot.
Arms folded, just
like you last night watching me backstage there. No, what was it? You weren't backstage.
No, I was in the audience.
We've established this. But look, so I don't, it's freeing to think like that because you forgive yourself for all the fuck-ups you've done.
Yeah, but you see, with this theory, though...
Yes.
You don't have any responsibilities then.
That's right.
Well, that's nah.
Why?
That's a cop-out.
No, it's not.
You should take responsibility for how you conduct yourself as a person. I think.
You have no choice in the matter. You have no choice in, look, like even... Like, there's no point, psychopaths.
Yeah.
They've done images of their brain circuitry thing, and there's a huge difference between a psychopath and a non-psychopath.
Yes. But that's a condition, though, that they have.
Yeah.
It's like, would that not be the same as saying someone who's got a club foot?
Yes.
And there's a big difference between someone who does not have a club foot and someone that does have a club foot.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a club sandwich. Imagine a club foot guy goes in. I only eat club sandwiches with my foot. No, look, that's...
So that's like the same saying. If you have, an impediment in your brain function.
Yes.
Well, yeah, you're clearly different, but But what's the
point of? Well, you don't punish these people. You isolate them for the safety of others.
Yeah.
But you don't blame them. You don't blame them. You don't blame anyone for anything.
Well, that there's I watched this documentary years ago on
because you had no choice. You had to watch that.
I watched it because I was on a flight. So I thought.
No, but of all the films that were on, you picked that one.
That was my choice.
Yes. No, it wasn't your choice. It wasn't your choice. But look, Joel. This is interesting, but you have to listen and just acknowledge that you're wrong, and your inability to understand what I'm saying is because you are predestined not to understand.
Right. Okay.
See, so.
But I'm very open to this, but I just want to be convinced. Like nothing yet has convinced me.
By the end of this
podcast,
you will be completely convinced, I hope.
Okay.
And if you're not, it's because of your genes and your environment.
My genes.
Your genes, yes. Nice genes.
So it was this guy that was investigating what makes people commit crime, and they looked at serial killers.
Yes.
And they all have, as you said, a similar chemical imbalance in the brain.
Yes.
However, it comes down to the...
Give me however. There's no however. There's no however.
But people would say, all right, well, they're predestined to do that.
Yes.
Here's the however, my friend.
Here comes a twist.
This is the old nature versus nurture. The people that were brought up in a really loving environment...
Yes.
And had...
You're going to corner yourself badly now.
Had caring parents.
You're about to be snookered.
Just hear me out. Had caring parents. Did not go down that alley of committing crime, of murdering, of becoming serial killers. However, the people that did have that chemical imbalance, that had a terrible upbringing, had horrific
I see where you're going with this. You've just snookered yourself. You've snookered yourself.
No,
you're cornered.
But you get... Okay, what's your response?
It's not nature versus nurture. It is nature plus nurture.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
Now, as children, they didn't choose to be brought up by that family.
No.
They had no choice whatsoever.
No, they didn't.
They didn't, right? So you got your nature.
Yes.
Which is like
but they didn't choose those parents.
That's right.
Yeah.
They didn't choose.
Yeah.
So their upbringing was predetermined. That's it. There's no choice. Like, look.
But there are exceptions to that.
No exceptions.
There are.
Nah.
Well, what about people that are brought up in the same household and they do two totally different?
That's genetics. Look, this is true, and you can check this if you believe in scientists.
What book is this from, Saleh?
Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil tells me everything. And he's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Fat fuck. Just comes in, eats all my food and all my Tim Tams.
Berates you and leaves.
Berates me and leaves with crumbs in his mouth. No. Look, this is true, and you can check this.
Okay.
I'm happy to be corrected.
Yeah.
I'm not a dictator as far as ideas are concerned. 40% of they reckon up to 40 to 45% of your characteristics, your temperament, the way you view the world is already programmed into your genes and your genetic blueprint before you're born, right?
Right, okay.
So I see my nieces. I got these two girls, my brother's girls, right? One is an extrovert, the other one's an introvert. They're only 2 years apart, same upbringing, exactly. One is a creative kind of mind, the other one is mathematical and methodical and logical and rational, right? That one is shy, the other one is loud and entertainer kind of person, right?
Sure.
Now, that wasn't a choice. They didn't consciously go, I'm going to be an introvert and be good at maths.
Sure.
That was something that was built in.
Yeah,
right?
sure. An aspect of them that was built in.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
And then the next 20 years they're going to be molded by a family, ideas, values that they had absolutely no choice in.
Sure.
So by the time they become adults, there's nothing left.
Yes.
You are who you are. And
so you don't change from when you're 20 years old?
No, you change. You change. You grow.
But you can make a choice to change.
No.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
Look,
you can't. You're wrong.
Look, my mum had, a lot of challenges in her upbringing.
Yes.
And she could have become someone who's very...
bitter and twisted.
Yeah.
But she's not.
But she's not. She's a caring, like a very empathetic, lovely, nurturing.
Because there was something in her genes that allowed for that, and there was some good in her upbringing that made that possible.
Helped.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right now, but there is no such thing as choosing. It's all imposed on you. And your parents, you can't blame your parents either, because they had parents.
Of course.
Your parents had parents?
Yeah, sure, but
same thing.
Of course that can affect you.
Look.
But you still have a choice,
No,
though.
you don't. No, it's an illusion.
Well, what about so then that means that someone that goes to therapy, it doesn't matter?
No, if you choose to go to therapy, then that was always in the program.
They were always going to choose that?
Look, you can't make your computer do more than it's capable of doing. Right? If your hard drive is limited to a point, that's it. Unless you fix it.
Are you talking about like as an example, like in athletics?
Yes.
If someone like Usain Bolt, he genetically is predisposed to being, an amazing athlete, a fast.
Well, he's born with a gift.
Yeah. However, he had to work his ass off.
All right. Well, let me put a hypothesis. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Hypothesis.
Yeah.
What if when Usain Bolt, when he was born, his parents died suddenly and he was adopted out, and he was had to go to Uganda and be a child soldier.
So he left Jamaica, went to Uganda.
Well, hypothetically,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
And he became, or his parents were part of a cult that made running a sin. You know what I mean? It would have altered, and he would have had no choice in that.
I agree. I totally agree. That would have altered, but he still may have gone on. There may have been. Who knows?
But it doesn't matter what the outcome is. We're talking about choice.
All right.
Was there free choice? No, there wasn't. Yes, sir.
I agree with what you're saying to a point.
To a point, because you're predestined.
Because within America, there's a big, and a lot of Western culture, there's a big idea that's pushed this idea of meritocracy, right? You can achieve anything, you know? You can do anything.
You can't fly.
But if you want to be president, you're born in the United States, you can be president. No, not everyone has that, is brought up in an environment where they go to a university of high regard, where they're mixing with those people that will eventually put them in the right steed to become that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of obstacles. And the problem that I feel with that is because if you can achieve anything and you're responsible for achieving anything,
yes,
then what if you're down at the bottom of the game and you're, deemed a loser because you didn't have the upbringing or you didn't have the advantages that certain people do have. So to say that anyone can do it, I agree that there are certain things in your
limitations,
upbringing and also economic environment that you're brought up in. There's many variables that go into that, but I still think though that choices are made within that. Like Oprah Winfrey, she made choices and became who she is.
She became black. She used to be a man. That was a big choice.
Yeah, or Caitlyn Jenner made a big choice. But like Oprah, she was brought up in
there's no doubt. I know you're gonna. I know where you're going with this, so I'll cut it short so we save more time. Of course, look, people make amazing changes.
Yes,
amazing changes.
But they don't make those choices. They're not choices.
The former Prime Minister of India was part of the untouchables. He was like shining people's shoes and eating out of rubbish and stuff, and he became Prime Minister. He worked his way up from that.
Who was that? What was his name?
Something Pi, I think it was. I remember. I know. It might have been.
Pythagoras?
Pythagoras, yes. Yeah. The Greek Indian guy. Just was obsessed with triangle things. No, it doesn't mean that you have a choice. If someone makes incredible changes in their lives, it's still because, if you go from, a desperate situation and you achieve greatness, that was always in your genetic blueprint.
I agree that some people do have that but some people do have that within them. But I still, maybe I'm wrong, but
you're wrong. But you're right when you say you're wrong. Absolutely.
That some people have choice. People do have choice, I believe.
Let's agree to disagree.
I will agree with that.
I don't agree with that.
Right,
no, I don't agree. Do you believe in punishing criminals?
Well, it depends what it is.
Well, pedophiles.
No, I think pedophiles.
Is it a choice?
Well, there is a program that was put in place. I think it may have been Switzerland or Sweden.
Yes.
Where they said if anyone has the urge, to commit these acts, to come forward, and they have a program that they put these possible offenders in, and the success rate is astounding. That these people are somewhat reformed.
Yes.
And
because why? Because they've decided that these people have no choice, and but you offer them an alternative. But
I've seen interviews with pedophiles where they say who have got groups together to say that they have had these urges, but they made the choice to come forward and get a support group to try and help other people that have those urges. So But
did you know that they did a study and they found that pedophiles have this grey matter that non-pedophiles don't have. So they have this characteristic in their hard drive that drives them to do these things.
Yeah, right.
So you got to, in
because
the future,
clearly, someone who is a pedophile is sick. Like it's not a.
Of course,
it's not a.
It's a breakdown.
Yeah.
The system is dysfunctional. It's not working. It's like your computer has a virus.
Yeah.
It's broken. You don't blame the computer. You go and fix it.
But still, there are people that make the choice to not commit those acts. Like, say you got an urge
Yes.
to, you're predisposed to chocolate cake
Yes.
and sugary treats.
Yes.
Right?
Tim Tams.
I love it. Yeah, I love eating Tim Tams.
Oh, yeah.
But I stopped myself from eating them, and I'm waiting until Christmas now to eat. It was my birthday recently. I ate Tim Tams on my birthday.
Fantastic.
And then I would
You're like Mick Jagger, man. You live on the edge, rock and roll. You better slow down.
But then I don't, look. I'm oversimplifying it. I know
look,
but I'm giving an example from a person. So. And you make the decision to go, look, I'm not going to eat that every day. I'm not going to do that.
No, but that's you, and someone else would make a totally different decision and eat nothing but chocolates or,
sure.
or get on ice.
So that's a choice.
No, it's not a choice. It's you are destined to make these choices. It's only an illusion of choice. It's an illusion. Because if you didn't believe that you had free choice, that free will, if you believed it wholeheartedly, you would stop functioning. Because you go, I'm a machine. This illusion that you're making a free choice is put in by nature to help you to survive, to think that you are an individual. You're not just a machine, right? Now, in the future, this prediction, welcome to Saleh's weekly predictions. So if someone is a pedophile or a mass murderer or a rapist or whatever, they'll be able to, the authorities will arrest them.
Right.
And do a scan of their brain and go, there's the problem.
That's what
okay, so fix that. There you go, mate. Off you go. You're fixed.
Yeah, you're recalibrated.
Yeah, and we'll keep a track on your brain cells. If you relapse, we'll have to zap you again.
Yeah.
And then that's people.
But
people get emotional, about crime.
But didn't they try to do that like past century with lobotomies? Like you're predisposed to this. Ding, 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 ding. Go off there.
Yeah.
You're all right now.
So?
You're reformed.
I wouldn't mind being lobotomized. Some people say I already have been. No, it's a different. No, I'm talking like much more sophisticated than just electric shocks to numb you. I'm saying to actually fix the problem in the computer. Fix it. They go, there's the problem, and they can actually alter your brain. I'll give you another example.
Please.
They've done these tests many times. Not tests. What do you call it when you're like
experiments?
Experiments, right? And they basically register. They hook someone up's brain to a monitor, and they can see the activities of the brain. And 100% of the time, and I'm happy to be corrected.
Yes.
The brain made the decision. Like say they had a choice to either pick green or red, for example. And they could see in the monitor that the subconscious brain had already made the decisions up to 10 seconds before the person made the decision, before he was aware that he was going to make that decision.
Really?
Yes. Interesting, huh?
Yeah, that is.
Yes. Are you convinced?
Well, not by that, I
You know why you're not convinced?
Go on.
Because of your genetic blueprint you're born with and your upbringing.
Yeah.
And those two things combine into making you... It's very difficult for you to believe what I'm saying, and that's sad.
But I think no. But I'm listening. I'm hearing you out on this.
Yeah.
But I think that we.
Well, let me give you another example.
Okay. Right.
Uday Hussein, Saddam Hussein's son.
Yeah.
Was a psychopath.
Yeah.
Used to go to weddings and rape the bride and stuff,
yeah.
and you go, fuck, that's horrendous. You can't think of anything more horrible than that. He's an evil person.
Yes.
But look at his dad.
Yeah.
His dad, Saddam Hussein.
He had no choice.
He had no choice, but neither did Saddam.
But didn't he have another son?
Yeah, he had another son.
And did his son do the same? No.
He did similar, but not as bad. But that's because of the genetic mix. You see, genes are like paint. You put a bit of red and a lot of white, and you get a pink. You can put too much white and a little bit of thing, you get a different.
You get purple.
You get purple, exactly. I think, and so Uday had a lot of purple.
A lot of purple.
And he was horrible. And but his dad was Saddam Hussein, whose mum was a prostitute, and grew up in the most horrendous. Imagine you took Saddam Hussein's son, adopted him out when he was a toddler, and
saved him from that.
Took him to Norway, and taught him to express himself freely and taught him empathy and compassion and all those things, he would have been a completely different person. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I'm sure he would have had a different.
Checkmate. Game over.
I do understand what you're saying about like we're machines, like we've spoken about this before, how we don't, we haven't consciously evolved enough to get us out of this rut that we just continually keep on repeating over and over again as a species. But I think though, if we do, consciously evolve, that we can get out of that rut. And we can but we have to make the choice to.
Yes, well, this circular argument, you see. It goes about anything. So, was there anything else on your mind this week, or what have you?
I'm just trying to compute everything that we've been talking about.
No, that's because, and if you do absorb it, it's because of your upbringing.
No, this week has been good. My dear friend Steve Byrne, he released his feature film that he's been working on, the opening act. He wrote and directed it.
He works hard, that guy.
Produced by Vince Vaughn.
Yes.
And Steve's like, he's a hard worker and he just gets it done.
But you have no choice.
He had no.
he had to work hard because of his, upbringing and anyway.
Genetic.
A lot of people argue with me, but these people are idiots. They're stupid.
I would prefer to ask questions of you to hopefully understand what it is that backs up this thought that you have.
I just explained.
Yeah. You have.
You think if I had a choice, I would look like this? You think I would? This is not a choice.
Yes, it was. You like Bob Dylan? It's your choice to wear a Bob Dylan t-shirt.
I'm talking about my physical.
You're fine.
Forget the
what
clothes.
Are you talking about?
Picture me naked.
Please. That's not.
Well, ask Graham, my
Graham,
neighbour. He see me naked. Well, underwear, which is I spared him the naughty bits.
Yes. Now Steve's film came out this week.
What's it about?
It's about stand-up comedy. And I think you'd really like it. It's about
it's mass appeal.
This young guy. Well, so the big idea of it is anyone that's ever wanted to go for something in life, who's had a dream or a passion that they've wanted to pursue.
So
it resonates on a universal theme there, but with the focus of stand-up comedy.
I see.
So there's a character, Will, works in an insurance firm. Bill Burr.
Bill Burr's in it.
Yeah, that's his boss. It's a great cast. It's got Bill Burr, Cedric the Entertainer.
I don't know Cedric the Entertainer.
Oh, he's great. He's very
entertaining.
Yeah, very entertaining. Neil Brennan.
His brother's George, the bookkeeper. Dull George.
But he didn't have a choice though.
Of course not. You see, you're catching on now.
You know Neil Brennan.
Neil Brennan, Yul Brennan's brother.
No, Neil Brennan. He was a co-creator of the Chappelle Show. He wrote the Chappelle Show with Dave Chappelle. Created it with him.
I should know that, but I don't know.
One of your favorite shows, Chappelle Show. Right?
I know, but I know Chappelle because of the Chappelle Show. The other guy didn't do as much.
Jimmy O Yang, he's the lead in it.
Jimmy O Yang.
He was in Crazy Rich Asians and and also Silicon Valley, the TV show.
You've seen this film?
Ken Jeong, you know Ken Jeong?
Kim Jong-il?
No.
Fuck, you got it. That is a good cast.
And like Whitney Cummings, Eliza Schlesinger.
Any of these people, Joel?
You know Russell Peters?
Yeah.
He's in it.
Russell Peters.
He's and Tom Segura.
Tom Segura's in it.
You know Tom Segura?
Oh, yes.
Alex Moffat from Saturday Night Live. Anyway, it's a great cast, but it's a great story. Steve's done a fantastic job with the direction on this, and it's just it's a
Why
great
aren't you in it? If he's such a good friend.
Well, if you look out.
If you are in it.
If you look out. I'm not saying anything. I don't want to ruin anything. Any surprises?
Well, just say that you're not in it. No shame in that.
You'll have to watch it to find out, Saleh.
I didn't get the call.
But the opening act, and it's basically it's a story of this young guy who's doing a lot of open mic rooms. He's working in this kind of job, this dead end job that he doesn't want to be. It's not his dream. It's not his passion. He gets the opportunity to go and work at an improv in Pennsylvania, opening for his childhood hero comedian Billy G, played by Cedric the Entertainer. And it's just of what he goes through over that weekend opening for this guy.
Interesting.
And
I had a similar idea. I
Yeah?
think he stole it from me. But it was slightly different. I had an idea. This guy who works as a stand-up comedian, and he's huge. He's huge.
Yeah.
But he's not really satisfied. He wants to be a butcher.
yeah.
And so he works really hard at being a butcher
Yeah.
and eventually succeeds.
Really?
And leaves the entertainment
Oh, so
industry.
it's the reverse.
Yeah, and starts
Right.
chopping up rump and sausages,
Yeah.
and he learns all
Yeah.
about it.
50
It's a-
pieces, $50.
50 pieces, exactly. His
Yeah.
name is Singo. It's a fantastic and very inspiring film.
Oh, right, great,
Yeah,
great.
The Butcher.
Is it called The Butcher, is it?
The
Did
Butcher.
you ever make that, or you just thought of it?
Just thought of it just then.
Just now.
Just now, yeah. I've made a lot of films in my brain, but none of them have come to fruition because I don't like work.
Well,
Discipline.
like I said today over lunch, the Stella Adler saying you need talent for your talent.
Yeah, where do you get that?
Well,
7-Eleven.
yeah. But that's one thing with Steve. Like he's a great stand-up,
Yeah,
great
yeah.
guy, but he knows how to get shit done. Like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
actually he's one of those guys who comes up with an idea and goes, well,
Yeah.
I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Well, I'm exactly like him, except that I'll do it in myself attitude, or let other people do it for me even.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'll come up with the idea.
Yeah, yeah.
I've got a great idea. And then the next day I go, what the fuck was that
What was
idea?
that idea? They should have written it down.
Oh no, I lost my pen.
That's the key, writing it down.
The key, yes. Yeah.
So, but yes,
yeah.
I won't give away too much of the film, but great film. It's available now online, and it's been receiving great reviews.
It's a good plug for your
Yes,
good friend, and
yes.
I do know that for a fact that he's talented because I worked with him in Canada.
You did.
And he headlined and just killed. Just did.
And did
very
you know
well.
that I was good friends with him then?
No.
No. See, there's a missed opportunity.
I would have talked to him.
Yeah, because you.
But I
guys-
had no choice.
Yes.
I had no choice.
Well, because you didn't know.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Everything that has happened and will happen has already happened.
Yeah.
So look, getting back to this, I don't want to bore you with it, but once you actually believe that, it frees you up. It frees you because you don't hold grudges. You don't blame people for
Yeah.
anything. You just
There's a benefit to
if
it.
someone punches you in the head, you go, well, I'm unlucky to have come into his sort of or her in that
So-
case, like Rockhampton.
Yeah.
It makes you less angry.
But I would think though, for a nice person or a good like yourself, a good
Yeah,
person,
good
right?
person.
Good
yes.
person.
Yeah, but only because my parents were nice, and their parents were nice.
Sure.
I
but
came from a long line of nice.
Yes,
Just
but
not
but-
like
but-
Ellen DeGeneres nice, but real nice.
Yeah, but that's a good thing. You can rest assured within that theory that you have that okay, that's fine then. However, if you're doing terrible things,
Yes.
you can rest in that theory, going, well, it's out of my control. So to justify your terrible behaviour, right?
But just look, there are people who will justify, and there are people who will not justify. I choose to
Not justify.
wrap this conversation up because it's getting.
Look, we both made the choice to be here today.
Yeah.
To do this.
Yes, we made the choice.
And I'm glad that we chose to do this.
I'd like to
and-
take this opportunity to take back everything I said today. I think it's nonsense. Everyone is responsible, and if you do wrong, you have to be punished.
Yes.
So you don't do it again.
Yes. I like you're very scientific in your
Yes.
approach to things because you'll commit to something, but then if you see something else that maybe,
Contradicts.
you're willing to change your views.
Absolutely.
Good.
That's because I have no choice but to change my mind. You see what I mean?
You brought it back around.
Choice is an illusion, folks.
You see what I did there?
See what I did? Hey.
Well, it's my choice for us to do another podcast
Illusion.
next week. No, it's an
Illusion.
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 So we're just going to have to do one beyond our choice.
Yes.
Okay.
If we do one. If we don't,
That's our choice too.
predestination.
I can live with that.
Yeah.
Until then.
Until then.